everything is DIY, you know? And I know they have these things like...
D what?
DIY.
Yeah,
DIY.
Like,
Do it yourself.
Yeah, but you said DIY, right?
Oh, I did?
Yeah. I was like,
Fuck y'all. So anyways...
Podcast and stuff. We just started. Boom.
Boom.
Who am I here with today?
Olivia Mojica.
Okay.
What's up? I'm Jenna, Bragglights.
Yeah. What you guys do?
Olivia sings Taylor Swift.
Whatever.
Oh, you know what I was supposed to ask? Because I've been a while since I do this. I don't know how to do this show anymore.
Let's start.
Who is Jenna Bragglights? Who is Olivia? I don't remember your last name.
Mojica.
It's like last Mohicans, that stuff?
Yeah, that'll work.
Yeah.
Okay.
But with a J.
With a J.
Mojicas.
Mojican?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mojica?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds like, I feel like I can order that at Starbucks.
Hey.
Probably for $10.
Better than the coffee I had this morning.
Yeah.
You go first, Jenna. Who is Bragglights?
Bragglights is a project of mine. And basically it's my music. And so Bragglights derives from Southeast Texas, a phenomenon that happens on Bragglight Road or Bragg Road. Basically, it's this perfect circle of light that comes out down this super dark, scary road in the middle of nowhere. And it's super fucking bright. It's been there for fucking ever. Nobody knows how to explain it. So I thought it would be a cool thing to name my project that because I'm from the South, well, Southeast Texas, and, you know, it's weird. I'm weird, and I think my music's always weird. And I never know what kind of music I'm going to write. So, you know, try to relate it to something mysterious. So that's Bragglights.
That's crazy. I didn't know there was like a whole story.
Yeah,
it's
man.
Like South Texas,
So,
ancient shit.
Some people thought it was like lights that brag. I was like, I mean, if lights talked, you know.
They're like, when I play my show, I play in the dark, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, there's always lights in there, and I'm fucking confident in my shit, bitch. You know, like, brag lights, you know?
Bragglights, no.
Shit. But you're like, nah, you know, like.
It's a story.
Yeah, some real shit. So how awesome is your name? Where does that come from? Is it?
Well,
I expect an amazing
I like
story.
her name. She has a good
yeah,
name.
my grandma was named Olivia.
All right, you gotta hit me with real shit. Okay.
Yeah.
I can't make
so
fun
I
of
have the
that.
same. I guess I'm Olivia Mojica the second. If females had that, but yeah.
That's one of my favorite names, Olivia.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's a good name.
It's really popular now again.
What was there, like a trend of not of it not being popular? Or
yeah, it wasn't really. I used to be the only Olivia that I knew, but now there's lots of. It's kind of one of the new baby names, but I'll get over it.
All right.
Next baby name is Bragglights.
Oh shit! Damn, that'd be crazy. Like that's it. Like no last name
just
or nothing.
Lil Bragg. Bragg.
See, Lil Bragg. I can see that.
That sounds like
Lil
that would be my new rap
We can
name.
spit some bars for the cast.
Lil Bragg.
Lil Bragg bars. Do it.
Yeah.
He wants you to
Do
start
it. Lil
flowing.
Bragg bars.
No, I'm not gonna.
Come on, I need you to freestyle right now.
You've been freestyling all morning.
I can only freestyle when I have a Lone Star.
Look, man, you got free. Get it.
They're all empty.
I need you to freestyle right now. I need you to make the crowd go wild. Come
How
on,
am I gonna
man.
make the crowd go wild when I can't freestyle?
Because if you just freestyle right now, you show everybody where to go, how to Jenna
to the
flow.
Bragg Road. Go
Bragg
see the light
Road.
for yourself. I can't tell you if you're gonna live or die, but maybe it's something to do once in a lifetime.
There you go.
There you go.
Once in a lifetime. That's like an old Jay-Z record. I don't know what rhymes with record, but when I grew up, I used to play checkers. You know? All right, that was the freestyle moment.
There you go.
So why, for both of you, why did you choose this horrible life called a musician? Why do you do music?
Why is it horrible?
I mean, because we were just talking right now.
This is what you and I always talk about. Abraham and I always butt heads when we talk.
Because I think in this journey of like only doing, like being stubborn, only doing original shit, you know, like that shit can be raw. It's a lot of like turned down for what? Literally.
But what? My thing is like,
I think a lot of us just came in like we thought we were gonna get something, and like you need to push past that. Now I just do this shit, But I just say that jokingly now.
Yeah.
But there probably come from some truth. But
my thing is like Bragglights, music, whatever. It's art for me. I'm an artist.
Yeah.
So like, I do my own shit, other shit to pay my bills. But like, if I was to paint, if I was to draw something or whatever, like I do that because I have to get that creativity out of me, that energy out of me. You know what I mean? So I don't expect anything. And I think the fun thing about Bragglights is like, it's always like an evolving story, I don't have expectations. I kind of create my own story, So that's the way I look at it.
I'm just along for the ride.
Yeah. You never know what life's going to bring you. Just do
box
what you
of chocolates
want.
style?
Just do what you want, man.
I got you. But I feel like I'm only coming to that now.
Yeah.
Because I think like when I was younger, it's a lot of like, man, I only like doing this.
Yeah.
It's kind of the only thing that interests me, stuff like that. And then I'll just get tremendously bored out of like my normal jobs.
Yeah.
But it's only now that I feel like I'm still working on mental discipline in my whole life. But I feel like, all right, I could probably do it now. I could probably do some bullshit, make money, and still go home and like work on this or whatever the hell I'm doing, But it took a long time, man. It took a long time.
I think it's finding a balance because, I've been doing hair for 10 plus years, And I started to see that I was getting like really unhappy. And I was always working on, Bragglights, but like I just started like, I don't know. I realized basically that I didn't want to be cooped up inside a salon all the time, But it's sometimes the thing that you do all the time, you don't realize that's what's making you unhappy, Because like I enjoyed doing hair, I enjoyed like doing artsy stuff, but there was so much more to it, And so, I went overseas for a little bit and then did hair and then I tried to like, play here and there. And I came back to Austin and I was like, I'm going to kind of semi-retire doing hair. And so that was kind of like the first foot into like creating balance, like being like, okay, I know what I need to do. So then I got into event production. And like, I had my idea of what it would be. And really a lot of it is realistically is loading, unloading trucks, like staying up sometimes till 4 a.m, but it's like, there's some really cool things about it I like. And I think one of the things is that I never know what the job is going to be, And I think that with, every job being random, it kind of creates a lot of space in my life now. And whatever space I have, then I can work on music and do other things. So now I do 3 things. I write music, play live, and then I do event production, and then I do hair on the weekends. And like
that's 4 though. Just.
Well, writing and playing music is all kind of one thing, But it was really like sometimes I think, why didn't I do that like a year or 2 ago? But it's like you almost have to put yourself through fucking hell sometimes.
Yeah.
At least that's me. Like I'm stubborn as hell, But like now I'm like, why didn't I do that? But I had to figure things out for myself,
Yeah.
But
time creates wisdom and perspective.
Yeah, but really it all boils down to just do it. Nike check.
Nike, I was gonna say, that Nike life.
Nike check.
That Nike life.
Yeah, that Nike life.
Sometimes, it's funny because you're saying sometimes the thing that you do all the time, you don't realize that's the thing that's making you unhappy.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I'm like, I dove so deep into all this, like, man, maybe I should just stop doing all of it. And like, I'm big into yoga. I do yoga almost every day.
I do it twice a week on Monday and Wednesdays.
Do it every day.
Really?
We
could do some yoga after this. Do you want to?
We can. I didn't do it. I don't have any of my like mat or nothing. But like I do it every day, and I do meditation every day. I did it pretty much because like I had to for like I was losing a lot of my body, like the ability to do stuff without going like through the whole story because I've told it a lot on here. But like that and like foam rolling and like trigger point therapy kind of brought it back. So I do it as a form of like so I could just stay alive and shit. Otherwise, I'm afraid I'm so much on a computer. that like
yeah,
I might lose it again.
My hands get cramped from looking on Instagram on my phone or texting.
Yeah,
I know it's so bad, but I'm like,
that's why, man, yoga, that shit's important, man.
Yeah, it really
that
is.
That shit is important.
I didn't start doing it till just very recently, and now I'm hooked. I can't stop. I love it. I did it last night, and Jenna's like, "Why are you doing this right now?"
She was doing like squats at 2:30 in the morning while I was eating popcorn.
Were you actually doing squat, or were you in like the position?
She was doing squats and then like sit-ups and then some yoga stuff.
I was stretching out my hips a little bit. And
I'm big on these days. I'm focusing on like the psoas, so I'm focusing on like pigeon pose.
Yeah,
a lot.
Those are really good.
I'm like,
can you get down to your forearms yet? You're on your forearms.
If I fold forward, I put like my head down and all. But
wow.
I'm focusing more. I'm trying to aim for mermaid. So like I'm trying to get like the hips straight. So instead of like going forward, I'm trying to like, all right, I'm gonna get this shit straight when I'm on the floor. But right now I'm like this. I'm like, because I got like fucking 30 plus years of like not giving a fuck, you know. So I'm trying to catch up, because I seen what happens to some people who don't do this, and I'm like, and some of that happened to me. So I'm like, all right, no, I'm gonna be that 80-year-old motherfucker in the park.
Yeah, you
like,
are.
But just like a beast and shit.
I've also seen what it does to people who haven't kept their body up, and then their posture gets really bad, and then they start doing yoga, and then it like transforms their body. Like, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I can already tell my posture. Like, I walk more straight and sit up more straight.
I always try to correct my posture. Like, I remember when we did a show, you were like, I can tell you cut hair, and I could tell in the video that you took of me, I was like this.
Yeah. Oh,
like,
yeah.
Like this. And I was thinking about that because I noticed that too. And like, I got a gym membership, and a lot of times I'll watch like, workout videos and stuff like that. And I found this guy that was really good. And I do yoga sometimes. I just hate going to yoga.
Gotcha. So I've only done like 5 classes. I do it a lot at home though.
Well, he showed me this one move, and you basically put your back straight to the wall. And if you can't do it exactly straight, then you can stick your feet out once you get your back straight, And then you lift your arms and you go like this.
Oh, okay.
And
that's an arm movement thing.
Me, get everything straight.
I gotta try that one.
Yeah, it's helped a lot, and it fucking hurts when you're doing that. You're like, whoa, because my muscles want to be up here. They don't want to be back here.
That's why I was telling you to get some of that upper back. Like, I wish I had
I work on my upper back.
I wish I had like a pull-up bar or something, because I know like I don't do this a lot right now.
Just do push-ups.
I do those, but I mean, it's not the same, man.
Yeah, I know.
I really want pull-ups. I want a tree or something next to me that I can just beast on. Like, break that shit.
Out here.
Yeah, but yeah, man. I don't even remember where I was going with that, but yoga. Oh, I think because we were talking about all this shit about balance, like the balance and shit. I know a few yoga people who like one of them's from here even. And she kind of just gave up everything and like just does yoga around the world. And I'm like, I don't know if I could do that my whole life, but maybe I just need to do that for a little bit.
Yeah. And I met one. Try it. You just gotta.
Maybe I met another friend. The friend I'm gonna meet today. I met another yogi through him, and she did the same thing, but she just stays to Costa Rica. She doesn't travel the world. She just kind of stays there. And I'm like, these people look so happy. Maybe I just need to do that for a minute.
You gotta take the way I look at it is like life doesn't come with a handbook. It doesn't.
I keep Googling it. Not there. Not there.
Nothing comes with a handbook.
Yeah, man.
So like, I'm a big believer in like, you gotta take risks. And
Steven was telling me this last night.
You gotta take risks, and you're gonna fall, hit the ground. You're gonna fucking eat rocks, whatever. And then what you do is you keep taking these risks and you learn from them. And then you get better at like chiseling out, like figuring out what direction you
discovering the self.
Yeah. And you get more confident and more wise,
I got you.
I'm not a really big risk taker. And I think that's why I've always had to balance my professional career with music. And I do wish that I could like just quit my day job and do music all the time, but I'm not a big risk taker, and I think part of that is because I don't want to give up like my standard of living and like knowing that I could pay for shit and buy food and clothes and I know, but it's just like
you paid like $1,000 on clothes the other day.
I know because I have a real job. You know what I'm saying? Like
you like clothes.
I mean, I still.
She's like, I spent $1,000. Like, girl,
whatever.
Forever 21 and spent $60 in my summer clothes.
Damn.
But I don't know, because you were asking like what made you choose this profession. Like I've never really like wholeheartedly chose music in a way. Like I've been a singer for like 25 years, but I've always had like a regular like day job, you know what I mean? And I gig every weekend, you know, Fridays and Saturdays or whatever, and do like little mini Texas tours, sometimes in Louisiana and everything. But you know, I want to do it full time. You know what I'm saying?
And you got to take a risk.
But I feel like I'm pretty happy, you know, with the balance, because I do have like a 50-50 like balance right now, so it keeps me, you know, secure like financially. But it's tough out there. Like right now, like my market and what I do, which is covers, you know, it's taking a big downturn right now. So it's just like,
why?
Just a lot of the venues after the hurricane. I'm out at Houston. Most of our gigs are in Houston. And so after the hurricane, a lot of the venues closed down. So it's been really tough. I lost a lot of money, lost a lot of gigs. And we're just trying to like, and we're having a guitarist problem. We don't have a guitarist right now. We're just having lots of fill-ins and stuff. It's tough to find good guitarists in Houston that don't do church gigs on Sundays because church gigs pay a lot.
Yeah, I've heard.
Yeah, so if you're a good guitarist, you're playing on Sunday. Okay. And so if we have a gig in Dallas, and then you have to be at church at 7:00 the next morning in Houston, it's just really tough for us to find like a really good guitarist that's like committed to it and will always be there and like puts the band first, you know, that sort of thing. So I don't know. I'm starting to get tempted to just like move to Nashville. Actually,
shit.
That's
I'm
taking
going
a
to.
risk.
Yeah,
I got
to.
That's the thing is like you take a risk when you realize you're in like you just go for it.
Yeah.
You know? And it's probably gonna suck at first, and then you'll figure it out. And once you realize that, it gets easier.
Yeah.
When you're aware of that.
Because once you realize that there
you're
is,
like, oh, it's okay. 'Cause life is about survivalism.
Yeah. Because there is no falling, there is no failing. Even it just seems like that.
Yeah.
Especially when you don't do it a lot. So I think I have some of that as well. I don't take enough risk for the things I'm trying to do.
Yeah.
But I know because out of most of us, like you're more cover oriented than us. Like
right
you ever
now,
tried like
definitely
she
than y'all.
Amazing music though.
Yeah, I'm a writer too, but I have to perform like
one man woman.
I have to perform.
Yeah, no, I'm
like,
getting to that.
Oh, I know.
It's like a drug. It's like my drug because like I'm sober now, so like it's my drug. Like I have to. Anyways, whatever. I have to perform like on Fridays and Saturdays. If I'm not doing that, then I get like messed up. Like I have to perform, and like the best outlet for that is covers because I'll always have gigs. You know what I mean? There's always. Well, I mean, it is on a kind of a little downturn right now, so we're just not getting paid as much, but we are playing still consistently. This is my first weekend off in a while, but I have to be on stage. You know what I'm saying? And doing originals, like I pay to play, you know what I'm saying? Like I'm paying for parking, I'm paying, you know what I'm saying? Like It's tough to make money doing originals unless you've, you know, I mean, it takes work. I mean, you got to put like at least 2 years into it before you even have a base of people who will even come out and see your shows. But ultimately I feel like
I look at all musicians, even my friends that are like fucking killing it and like blowing up, and I'm like, y'all are still broke.
Yeah.
Well, you see, well,
know what I mean?
There's a lot of shit you saying that I'm like, all right. Sometimes when I do the podcast, I can see visions and shit. And there's like potential paths, and I'm like, man, I probably can't pick all of them. But there's a lot of shit that you saying, and you added on right there. I mean, I think that's one of our biggest weaknesses. All the original people who all we do is original. We forget to like try to get a fan base.
Well, no. Here's my thing on that.
Yeah,
it is okay. Yes, you have to work on getting a fan base.
But we don't even think of that. We're just like music.
You're just making music, right? Yeah. Okay.
Why
so
can't it be that way? You can just write music.
It can, but I mean, like, for a lot of us who want to make it, I'm like, well, who the fuck is gonna make it? Who's gonna help you make it if you don't give a fuck about?
You have to have a team. You know, you have to have a team.
You want to make revenue.
No, you're talking about the team. They don't even think of like getting one fan, and that's the thing I've started like at least trying to.
I got 6 Spotify followers.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm around there too. I might have 5.
Well, I think like ultimately it's part of the venue's job to market
Should I
the
pick
people
up
who.
Kit and get him over this? I don't think he wants to be here.
Kit, he's stuck. I don't know where he was when you set that up. He must have been.
He was behind the table.
Kit, go. He'll figure it out.
Or
He
he'll
just
do
wants
that.
attention.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking
he just
about.
wants
Good
attention.
job.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the times clubs and venues put the responsibility on the musicians to market, and that's not the musician's job. Like, yeah, you're supposed to create your own fan base and stuff like that, but I think it's really ridiculous when venues ask you how many people come to your shows, because it's not I don't think that it is the artist's job to be a marketing person and to market the shows for a venue. I think that's ridiculous for them to ask you to do that. That's the club's job. The artist's job is to create music and put on an awesome show. And yeah, if they have followers, then yeah, maybe they'll come out. But ultimately, I think that I
feel like it'd be a two-part deal. If it's two people, then the
venues should be marketing their shows so that people will come out to the shows. So that's how it is with my cover stuff. We do no marketing. We don't even have a band photo. Like, we don't do any marketing, but our gigs are packed. You know what I mean? Because the clubs market it. They put out all of the calendar stuff. People would take the club
more seriously than you being like, hey, come to our show.
Yeah, I mean,
that's how it was in LA when I moved there. Everything was like pay to play.
Yeah,
and
that's ridiculous.
Like, you need to buy like 100 tickets,
no,
sell them.
That's
and then,
ridiculous.
I know. And then you're paying the venue. The venue's not going to fucking promote shit. And I'm like, dude, come on.
Artists are artists. They're not marketing directors, They're not promoters. They're artists. And that should be the main focus. So I think that there's like a disconnect there, for original artists,
I've thrown a few shows here in Austin, and I would promote the shit out of the show, know, and so are the people. But then I look on the venue's Instagram,
they don't try.
And they don't say
that's ridiculous.
They don't say a goddamn thing, and I'm like, dude, come on. Like, if it's at your venue,
if you want to make money, then you have to market.
If it's at your venue, but you know what they would do? They would only market the bigger shows, and I'm like, dude, why can't you market like the local artists? It takes one fucking photo, a few hashtags, and be like, hey, come see some electronic music, but
that
whatever.
happens in San Antonio too.
It takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, why are you doing that?
And then they want to throw it back on you like it's your fault that no one came to the show. And it's just like, listen, there's like 25,000 other things people could be doing right now. And, regardless of how many followers I have on my Instagram or my Facebook or whatever, like you have to throw more hooks out there. Like I could put out like an ad or something, but it's only going to reach, my people. And depending on what city I'm in, like, like one day I'll be in Dallas, one day I'll be in Houston, one day I'll be in, Louisiana. So it's just like maybe 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 people will come. And that's pretty good. You know what I mean? That they clear their schedule to come out. But yeah, it's the job of the venue.
I think Chirp Charlie's does a really good job.
Yes, they're good.
They always have someone to make the flyers, and like they promote everybody. Nothing's ever like secret,
Yeah.
That's why I love that venue.
Yes, I love Chirp Charlie's. That's one of my favorite places.
But yeah.
Have you played there? Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
Playing there June 29th with a band called Memory Keepers, and then the girl from Houston Mirrors.
I think I saw a post with like Ben and stuff about mirrors. Didn't they do something?
I want to go.
When he was over there, right?
It's June 29th.
Okay.
So,
that's what's up.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Excited.
I almost came close, and then the show got canceled somewhere. Because it was like real close to that time when they were moving from east to...
Oh, yeah. That was a while back.
Yeah. So I never got to play any of them.
Just a bunch of food trucks.
Yeah.
Anyways. So.
But, that was good. Real quick on the money thing with the covers. You ever tried? Because I might go visit her tonight. I have a homie who plays like at one of the piano bars here. You ever tried doing that stuff?
Yeah, I'm taking piano lessons right now, but I'm a vocalist primarily, so I focus on that. Once I start to play instruments, which I can if it takes away from me being able to focus on my voice.
I think if you, because literally her path was the same, what you just said. She was vocalist first. She learned piano just to audition, and then the places just started teaching her the rest of the instruments, and now she's finally up to drums, and still have
that's awesome.
All of it,
Yeah. Drums are so hard. Oh my gosh.
Using all 4 limbs,
man? Oh my gosh, it's so hard. I can't even drive a car, much less play drums.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I played it at when I was in Dallas. He has like this shit, just everything in the whole living room, and so he had every instrument. I played drums for the first time and could do 2 things, but the minute I started using like
sounds like this, boom.
Yeah. But to be fair, like I come from a hip hop background, so it was like pretty simple. But when I wanted to add hi-hats to it, things started just falling apart.
Yeah. Everything
and I was like, what's going on?
You're like, how am I supposed to do this? And
we're going to get that shaky camera action. Kit has no
Kit, get out of here.
He wants to direct. That's why.
Yeah, I'm learning, like, I kind of know, like, chords, and I know chords and all that stuff. And I want to, like, be able to, I think the easiest way, my goal is to be able to, if someone asks me to play a gig, like, out of the blue or something, I'll be prepared, and I'll have a set of at least like 40 songs that I could play like on the bat, so that I can make money. And then if it's just me, then I'm making, more money. I'm not having to split it with other people. So
here's the other thing I've been telling people about too. Like Jen always makes fun of me when I do it, but like I walk around streaming. You ever thought of doing that just for the music part?
What do you mean?
Like, so you could be at home with whatever instrument you use, and especially since you know originals, you could just like have like your little request list of what people want.
That'd be cool.
It's almost like it's the online version of like busking.
That's what
except that you're at home.
Yeah, I don't know that stuff.
I can tell you more when we're off this.
Kid, get out of here. Get out.
Yeah.
I don't remember. May I ask this? No, we're gonna get to that because that's something I know. So that's easy to go there. Can I ask this because you mentioned this? Like, what made you get sober?
Oh, I just love drinking so much. Okay. It was bad. I went through I had been drinking heavily for over a decade. Heavily, like binge drinking, probably a lot, like every day. First
time I met her, we did shot of tequila.
Yes. I met her on Craigslist.
Oh, shit.
For a roommate.
Okay, I was going to say. Because I heard that somewhere else, too. And he was like, was it the casual counters or was it like...
No. She came over, and so, of course, I offered her some tequila rose.
It was really good.
It was pretty delicious.
But,
she was wearing a black and white striped dress.
Of course. I think I got one in my closet.
It was lovely. Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, I was never really much of a drinker until I moved to Austin, and then I went pretty hard because that's like the main culture here. It's it's all alcohol. Like basically, if you go out, that's what you do. You drink. I was drinking pretty heavily, and then I got sober for about a year, and then I gradually got back to pretty hardcore drinking, and then I had become like self-employed. I quit my job and I was doing a different job where I was working from home, and that basically translated into me drinking as soon as I woke up until I went to bed, and just getting like a horrible depression for like a year. Like I just wouldn't get out of bed, and so I was in a really bad relationship, and so I was like I couldn't take it anymore. So I thought that drinking was part of the problem. I mean, it was, and just felt sick all the time. And so I stopped. And then I realized, like, even when you quit drinking, it doesn't solve all your problems. Like, you just get a clear head, and you realize,
helps.
Yeah, definitely.
Helps.
You realize like other things that you need to work on. And so I just kind of like recently, I mean, it's probably been almost a year since I quit, but it really opened my eyes to like, sticking to a plan, like creating goals and having a plan and sticking to it, and like really, just open my eyes to like the time I've wasted. I mean, you can't look, you have to keep on, I have to focus on looking forward and not looking backwards, because it breaks my heart, like, where I was and what I've done, music wise, or what I haven't done, I guess, and what my potential is, because I know my potential is like crazy. I have crazy potential. I had to get sober in order to like start acting on that, because before, alcohol was my only like that's all I wanted to do. That was my main priority, like drinking. When I would go out, and I want to be a musician, not a drinker. You know what I mean? And you are what you habitually do, and I don't want to be. I needed to get that habit out of my life, and one of my biggest habits has always been singing. So I'm always singing. It drives Jenna crazy.
It doesn't.
Yes, it does. She wants to wring my neck, but
might just be a choice selection.
Yeah.
If you sing Taylor Swift at the top of your voice,
I love her.
At 10 o'clock in the morning.
I'm trying
to a electronic producer.
Yeah.
That wants to hear like mode selector.
Yeah.
Well, why is Taylor Swift the shit?
Well, right now I just,
Her
I got a guitar book, so I'm trying to learn some covers so that, like I said, if I get asked to play, because someone offered me a residency on Wednesday night at this nice club in Houston, and I'm like, I'm not prepared. Like, if I tried to go there and play, I'm just not prepared. I could go and sing a cappella, but I want to be able to accompany myself. So
that's cool that you got offered that.
Yeah, I don't know if the offer still stands, but I'm trying to learn, at least 2 hours.
Shows you that you have
material.
Potential of getting there. Like if it was already offered, then that doesn't mean something else isn't. Next time it comes around, hopefully you'll be ready for it.
And I'm not gonna do all covers, but I want to have a good amount of covers in there, because when you sing covers, people recognize the music and they kind of get into it more and dance, and they open up to your originals sometimes a little bit more too. So, and I've already sang a lot of those songs with my cover band, because what I do is top 40. So it's easy. I already know it. I just have to learn the chords on the guitar. So it's pretty fun. And plus Taylor Swift is like worth $250 million. So she's doing something right. You know what I mean? She's incredible, but she's also been, trained from a young age to like be that product. And she's making a lot of people a lot of money, so I wish I could do that. I'm a little jealous.
For sure.
It's okay.
I get it. We've all got our people.
Mm-hmm.
Let me here. I'll go into it because you brought it up like twice already.
It's okay. I already forgot about it.
So there's only. I can't remember why I met you, but I feel like it did have to do with that song for some reason. I don't know where I heard it. I don't know if it was on. I know I hear it on SoundCloud, but I don't know how I got told.
It was at the Sidewinder.
Yeah.
Because I helped throw that little New Year's Eve festival.
But I didn't get to see you play.
And I played part of it.
But I didn't get to see you play.
You saw it, though, on Instagram, I think.
Oh.
And you were like, yo, that song.
Yeah, what is it?
And then I sent you the Spotify or SoundCloud. And you were like, that song.
Ridiculous.
And it was cool because, 3 or 4 months ago, I was like, I'm going to start playing live, And you picked out the one song that Olivia and I did. And that song was like, it's still my favorite song.
Aww.
One of them. But
I
put so much work into that song, and I'm kind of mad that I made like 50 versions. And then, I go on these one of my friends makes fun of me. She's like, you delete so much of your music. But I was like, I didn't mean to.
Yeah.
It's just I was super unorganized, And that's another thing about like writing and producing. It's like staying organized, with all your files and shit.
Yeah.
And I'm getting better at it. But it's cool that you dug that song, It made me happy.
Is ridiculous,
and we wrote that song 5-6 years ago. Time fucking flies,
we were at 8308 back then.
Yeah.
So it was at least 5 years ago.
I was living in
is that like a gang membership? I don't know what that means.
That was our old address.
Okay.
Yeah, the Craigslist house.
Yeah, but we were living in this tiny
literally
little house,
all Craigslist
tiny
people.
little hallway, and I had this tiny little room.
Tiny little room. It was like
tiny.
5 by 5.
Yeah, it was tiny. But I just had my computer, I think a set of small KRK rockets.
And a dog bed that she slept on. Just kidding.
Thanks, Olivia. Let's just go ahead and talk about that on camera.
She had a little pallet because all she could fit in her room was all of her gear. Yeah. It was all gear and then a pallet.
Yeah, and I just had a Dave Smith Evolver.
Shit.
The desktop, which is the blue analog synthesizer, and that's what I made.
About some real analog shit, man.
That's what I made that bass line with, in B minor. And then I was making it, and she was like, I said, "Hey, come in here. I want to show you." And then she's like, "She's not a woman."
But I think I recorded that when you moved to your new place, right?
No, you still recorded it there.
Out there?
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't remember.
So, anyways, and then I made 20 genres or versions of it, but still got that song popping. I didn't know how to EQ for shit,
I know, I hear it.
Yeah. But it's but that goes into another thing.
Yeah.
Is the more I write and stuff, the more I get into mixing and kind of understand mastering and all that. And the way I look at mastering is just this is your final product, a lot of times terms really confuse me. Because the other day I sent 3 songs to my friend, And I was like, yo, master these. And he told me, he's like, these are already mastered. Like, you already mastered them. I was like, oh. I thought it was like, press some button.
I still don't
like,
fully know exactly what mastering is. And I've asked actual professionals. One of them who's won a Grammy.
Yeah.
And they always tell me the answer that you don't want to hear. Like, depends on the song.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, what the fuck, man? I need some guidance.
Yeah,
Tell me something.
Basically the way I look at it now is, so I just released my EP, Nice Guys Finished Last.
High five.
Yeah.
Spotify, SoundCloud, whatever. But anyways, the way I look at it now is like, I think mastering is more for an album. So you have all these songs.
To have all the tracks sound good together.
You have to make all the levels
It makes everything cohesive. And so that's how I look at it. So now what I do is I have this EP with like 3 tracks, right? And I put them all in Ableton.
Yeah.
And I already had like the levels pretty like much the same. But what I did is I also like played them all 3 at a time.
Yeah.
And then would like maybe do 2 at a time and then kind of ABC them, and then kind of visualize like, would this kind of like be able to DJ into the other one? And then I adjusted the levels a little bit more. I mean, like by a few decibels and like a little bit of compression. And that's the way I look at it now. Is so when it's on Spotify, one song isn't like, whoa, what the fuck?
Really loud.
Because one of them is like a little more loud, but it's just the way I produced it. Like, I guess more like perceived loudness is really what it is, because they all kind of hit the same. But I kind of had to tone it down a little bit with compression just because it was too like, in your face. Too bright, basically. So that's the way I look at it now. But I think, electronic musicians, producers, whatever, you kind of produce and master at the same time, I guess. That's what Devers Plexi and I were talking about the other day. 'Cause it's like, everything is DIY, And I know they have these things like...
D what?
DIY?
Yeah, I was
DIY.
like,
Do it yourself.
Yeah, but you said DIY, right?
Oh, I did?
Yeah. I was like,
fuck y'all. So anyways, I'm dyslexic, so...
it happens. Sometimes I do it myself,
So yeah. So anyways, I know there's these websites like you can send your song,
like Lander.
Yeah, and it'll master them.
Yeah.
But like that's also another thing. I think I like doing everything myself because I kind of like that grittiness, that griminess. Like, but there are some genres like where the music's supposed to sound like really polished, especially if you're using like all these like super nice, clean.
Yeah, pop and EDM.
Yeah. Like clean, polished samples already, But if I'm like recording my Nord lead or I have my MPC 4000, that's going to have a completely different like timbre to it, And I like the way it stands out.
Yeah.
So sometimes I don't want to send it to that because I don't want you to make it all shiny. It's that gritty and it feels more like me,
That's what I think
sometimes
about
I'm
mastering.
Angry in my music and I need you to know, I don't need it to be like emojis.
Yeah.
Yeah, mastering does make it shinier. Yeah, definitely.
Well, it depends.
Yeah, it depends
on the song.
What they're aiming for. So like I've come to the conclusion, and it took me a while to even understand this, but forever I've always heard like it's impossible to master your own stuff. And I was like, it's fucking bullshit. Just do it,
Yeah.
But I think only like in the last year, I was like, it is impossible to master your own stuff. But only because, in theory, since you're making it, whatever you think should be better in mastering, you can just fix that in mixing. So if you're fixing something in mastering, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Just fix it here.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing with terminology. The way I look at it is like, is this the final fucking product? Is it going to sound good? And then that's it.
But if you let someone else master it, then it's someone else's opinion. It makes sense to have someone else do it.
But it also depends because you can send something to somebody and they over compress it or limit it because you already have it pretty much mastered.
But I mean, if you just follow the rules of like 5 dB or less or 3 dB, depending on who you're working with. I mean, if you send it at 0, then that's your fault.
Yeah. Well, it also depends who's mastering it and that they understand how you want the song to be because like this EP, the song specifically Nice Guys Finished Last, I really started to learn a lot with like sidechain compression and just compression because, a lot of my old music, I'll listen to it and I'm like, yo, that's a dope beat or whatever. And I'll write music till I like it, you know, but when I listen to it, I'm like, it sounds so flat, sounds in a box. So this was the first time where I actually like tried to get the parts in the song to like breathe. Like I can feel the music actually like moving. It's not, I'm just hearing it. You know what I mean? And so that's been a new quest for me. But I don't want to send it to somebody and then they don't understand that and they're just trying to make it louder, you know? And then I'm like, whoa, where did all those dynamics go, you know? So I think it's important that someone understands that as well because they can just shave all of those transients off.
This is almost somewhat what you're saying, but slightly different. Sometimes we don't realize how good we are either, too.
Yeah.
Because I had a track that one of my teachers like, and he's one I said like he's won a Grammy. He was a teacher for me and Tomas, and he was like, "Yo, Abe, I like that track. I want to master that shit." I was like, "I bet, let's go."
Yeah,
really? And I hear it. He sends me that shit. I'm like, "The fuck is this?" I ain't tell him that.
Yeah,
but I mean, but I was like, "What the fuck is this?" I was like, "Sounds like mine, but it's quieter." And then like later on when I met him, he was like, "Yeah, dude, your shit was fine. I just like playing with shit, so I just wanted to do it myself." But it was just like there wasn't much to do. It was just good, and I was like, "All right." But I was like, so I never ended up using his version because I was like, there's nothing different. I wanted it to be better. And it's like, it's just
as good as this.
Yeah.
So just believe in yourself, believe in your art. And
that's
I think
the hard
it's another
part.
thing.
Yeah,
is,
that's the thing that holds me back more than anything.
You know,
thinking that I'm crap.
I always like, I just started getting into, like I already said, you know, being more aware of my mixes and, you know, how the music actually moves with like the way I compress things. Whatever. But like the number one thing when I write music is like, does it sound cool? And like, will it make people move? You know, or
never
make
think about
me
any
move,
of that shit.
You know,
I'm horrible.
Well, that's the way I look at it because I'm getting to a point where I'm writing music. I want people to participate in my music. How am I going to get you to participate in it? You know, but I'm still going to write it because I like it. You know what I mean? So I forgot what I was saying, but you know,
you getting better, you evolving.
I still have my my number one goals to like reach when I write music, and then those are the things kind of at the tail end, like you know,
are up there too.
The mixing and the mastering stuff like that, because I think there's a lot of new producers out there that focus on the icing on the cake at first, and then it's hindering them, you know, because
as we keep going through years, and I hate this is where I sound like an old man, because I do this about hip-hop. When I talk to all my hip-hop heads, we have old man-itis, and we just shit on hip-hop.
Call it ball humbug.
Yeah. But I mean, like, it's just getting progressively easier to do everything, which is nice, because now everybody can be anything. Certain people don't go certain places anymore, because now everything's kind of there for you, you know? So they do the thing, but they do the thing at a simplistic level. And since everybody's doing the thing at a simplistic level, everybody comes to accept it as simplistic. So when you do crazier shit, everybody's like, the fuck's this shit? You know?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. All right, that was my old man moment. Go back to...
Wait, I like simple. Does that mean I could do it?
I mean, you could do
simplicity
whatever, anything
with complexity
you want in all
is
things.
what stands out.
Yeah, I hear all that shit. But
you remember I sent you no. You remember I sent you that thing on YouTube, Peer Mind or whatever, and it's these YouTube cats that talk about like song arrangement and whatever, and it's like, hey, there's this song that's really easy with the chords, but they're all jazz chords once you actually like look into the theory, you know. So it might be like a major chord, but you got like 3 or 4 other notes added on top of it, which makes it more complex. That's where I'm going. It's like still a fucking simple song, 3 chords, but the chords are actually more complex. So.
And the vocals were the vocals were what?
The vocals were like they were
in
relative. I don't know. They were in a different
relative key,
something like that. But yeah, simple shit. But it's like. Still
that was
complex.
that Sam Smith song they were dissecting, wasn't it?
Or Disclosure. Yeah.
That was a good track.
Yeah.
Only era of Disclosure I liked.
Yeah. So anyways.
But I was going to say this before we leave One Man, Woman, right?
Yeah.
I always get the name wrong, though. Even though I love that track, I used to say like One Woman Man or like all kinds of shit. Yeah, that's where I get fucked up. It's just that. But I remember hearing that track, and we were talking about, you was talking about your old school mixing. I was like, that was probably one of the first things I thought was that, like, I hate without shout out, I hate working on, I love making shit. I've put out probably more shit than a lot of people, right? I rarely do this where I'm like, look at my dick, right? My creative dick.
Yeah.
But like, I have made a lot of shit. Is it good? That's a whole other argument. But I make a lot of crap. But I'm like, I really hate working on other people's stuff. Sometimes people pay me to do that shit, and I still fucking hate it. So like, money ain't it for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
I wish it was, but it's not. But I heard your thing. It was one of the few times because every now and then I hear a track. I was like, man, this track's great. I love it. I really wish I could mix it because it's just like it would be so much better if it was vocals,
but still the track moves.
No, because
that's the
that's the point. Yeah,
I think you should do a 2018 version, right?
Yes.
Well, I kind of remastered that track. I haven't played it, but I shaved off like all the low end. I didn't even know shit about like shaving off like 20, 30.
Yeah,
and then I just kind of EQ'd it a little bit, but like
it's not just the 2030s that are killing stuff. It's a lot of low end in there.
Well, you know what I mean.
You should cover it.
There's a lot of frequencies that shouldn't just be in there, period.
For sure.
So, but I tamed it a little bit, but we'll definitely have to.
But definitely,
do another
do
one.
a remake. Even
I want to
call it a
it
tribute
too.
or something.
I still have like all the MIDI notes for the bass line.
There you go. So it's
super complex.
Yeah. And I want to re-record it because my voice is much better now that I haven't been drinking.
Yeah, give us a taste. Give us a taste.
No. No. We'll have to do a 2018 version.
Got you. Yeah, the EP real quick. How many songs?
So I have 3 songs. Nice Guys Finish Last is the first song.
Tell me what each one's about. Tell me what each one's about. You explained some of it last night.
No, I was just drinking a beer last night. Anyways, I took this cool photo of Olivia. She's the girl in the shower. And she, like, had her makeup like this. And
if I was a real editor, I would put that photo on right now for the video. I won't.
Yeah. It's a cool photo, though. And so, anyways, I had that photo, and then I was working on that song, and I was just like, what am I going to call it? And so I was like, I'll just call it Nice Guys Finish Last. And also the reason I called it that is because I have race car sounds in the actual song. So there's like orgasmic sounds and then there's like race cars. So I was like, okay, well, this kind of goes together. So that's why. And that song specifically is like me kind of tapping more into, I guess, bass house music, which I really like. Or big room house. I don't know. There's so many goddamn genres, house, whatever. And so there's that. And then I usually have this side of me that's kind of like Peaches, 9 Inch Nails. I want to talk about pretty like blatant, obvious topics, subjects. So I wrote a song called Millennial Fuckboy, which is the second song.
Millennial Fuckboy.
Yeah. So that's kind of more of an industrial feel. Someone told me it sounded like Marilyn Manson, which was cool. But I just play around with my voice with that. And then kind of like, is it slow mumble rap? I don't know. I'm just talking.
I don't think you do mumble rap.
Yeah, I don't.
Because I was able to understand what you were fucking talking about. Yeah.
I don't know. There's so many terms. So there was that one, and I actually really like the beat of that song. The song kind of reminds me of like an old DMX kind of like hip hop song, although it has like more of an electronic vibe.
Yeah.
And then the last song, Jungle Juice, is... I tried to write that song thinking as if I was playing at a festival. So I have like a really...
That's the one you played in the car last week, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that one I'm playing more with like jungle kind of beats, I guess. Just sounds more jungle. And then I kind of have like a bounce vocal in there that I chopped up a lot. So it's kind of like a mix of 2 or 3 genres in there. So I just try to make it more like,
festival.
So, and that's a cool thing too, is that was kind of the first time that I actually like visualized if I was doing something, how I would want to see like a crowd react. So maybe I'll be able to do that in real life.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So that's Nice Guys Finish Last.
There you go.
So
when's your EP coming out?
It dropped today, didn't it?
When's your EP coming out?
I don't know. I've been focusing on live performance for the past 6 years so much, and I haven't really done a lot of recording, even though that's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
It's much more of a challenge because it's easy for me now to like go up on stage and like and perform just because I've been doing it for so long. And it's like I mean, it's just, I don't even have to think about it. It's so easy to me now. And I really enjoy like playing for people because and every night is different. And it's always like, what is the audience giving me? And what am I giving the audience? It's like the cyclical thing. And I just love it. Like I love the feeling of like, of transferring like emotion and vibes and just
Singing
like grabbing
is very
it from
emotional.
and taking it from the audience. Like it's crazy how like the whole performance will completely change depending on how many people are dancing, how they're dancing, what they're acting like, if they're sitting down, if they're watching. Like my first set is usually always like slower, more vocally like challenging stuff. So it's more of like a listen to me. Second set's like dance. Third set's like everybody's drunk, let's booty dance, you know, like that sort of thing.
Kind of like intro.
Yeah. So it's like
verse, chorus, bridge.
Yeah.
And I just love, and I feed off of that so much. It's like my weekly like medicine or whatnot. But recording is a real challenge because you know, when I'm on stage and I'm playing and I'm singing, I have ears and everything, but you know, I have an in-ear monitor system.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Those are
I can
good.
hear
need some of those.
everything, but I'm still getting a lot of stage noise. So I'm getting like the pow, pow, like drums like in my face and my ears. My guitar, depending on which guitars we have that night, you know, it's like either really loud or they're just like, or if they're just like doodling on the guitar, which drives me crazy. Like, stop doing that. It's like, don't tune your guitar during a freaking song. Like, what is wrong with you? You know what I mean?
Can't
Like,
mute it. There's a pedal
well,
right there
no,
for
they
that.
do, but it's just like I'm very don't like come prepared. Like, don't be unprepared. Like,
Got
you need
you.
to be prepared for the show because like regardless of whether or not people care, because a lot of times they don't give a fuck. Like, they don't really care.
But you
they
hear
just want to drink. They
everything.
just want to dance. And I can hear everything. But like when you're recording in a studio, that's a whole completely different vibe because you have nobody except for when you produce. Like she's a great producer because she can like tell me what to do. And I was telling you before, like
We
like
also don't have like 5 other instruments going on.
right.
Yeah.
And so it's like it's a huge challenge because like I can really hear every single tiny little nuance of my voice, every breath, every minute change in my vocal cords, like, and I want it to be perfect. Like I'm a total, because when you record something, it's there forever. Like it's never going away. Like, yeah, people could do YouTube videos, which I want to kill every YouTube video on fucking YouTube. I hate
be a
YouTube
while.
videos. Oh, I hate it.
Yeah,
I know.
it's gonna be
a
See, I gotta send out some cease and desist letters. Anyways, yeah, please don't ever YouTube me. Oh my gosh, this is horrible.
Well, guess
Anyways,
where this video is going? Guess where this
Oh
video
my
is
god! Oh my god!
I told you, girls. Like,
But like when you record something, and that's what it is, and that's what it's gonna be like forever. Like that's your presentation, and that's like your legacy, like song by song. You know what I mean? And so it's like so important to me to get it just right, and it's tough, and it's a challenge, and I really need to get, because I've mastered. Well, I don't know if I've mastered, but I've done I've plateaued. I've done what I want to do with pop music.
but how
on
does
stage,
that translate?
recording.
Like you writing an EP?
Okay, I'm almost done.
You should host the show.
So I've done. So
No, I'm curious.
So I feel like I've plateaued where I need to be, like as far as like performing pop music and what I want to do with my voice and everything in regards to having the whole band and the live performance and getting the crowd involved and all that stuff. Like I've done that. Like I'm done. I'm not done, but I know what I'm doing now with that. And I started as a recording artist. Like that's how I started when I was like 10, you know, like that was my, that was my training. Like I was hired. I was a hired gun for like little kid recordings, you know, like Barney recordings and stuff like that. So I started off doing that and I love doing that. But it could be like super grueling. It's more grueling than being on stage for 3 hours singing 45 songs.
Because
Like
you gotta get it perfect.
recording
Yeah.
one song and you want it to be so good, and it can be really
Fuck it up.
frustrating. And that is like my next EP. Like that's what I want to, like, that's why I'm really feeling like moving to Nashville right now, because like people are really serious about music there. And it's not like, you know, and I'm not hating on like Austin or Houston, because I love Texas. I'm from Texas. I love Texas. I love the Dallas music scene. The hip hop scene there is like blowing up. It's really fucking awesome right now. Houston, I mean, there's a lot of live music there. Austin, you know, obviously but I feel like it's like a culture of let's work on the song, and then okay, let's just like go have a drink and talk about the song
Austin
that we're working
just feels
on. You
really
know what I mean?
relaxed.
It's a party city, and that's one of the reasons why I had to get out of here, because I wanted to focus on my career, and most of my gigs were in Houston. So, but now the next step really is recording, because I feel like I've done what I need to do. I've plateaued as a performer, and so I want to record something so that I want to. There's nothing so. There's nothing more amazing than performing original music and people getting into it. Like, that is the most amazing feeling in the world. Like,
I remember the first time people danced to some of my music.
Really?
I was like,
it's the best, right?
It was amazing.
It's
like,
the best.
I like, in terms of me showing emotion up on stage, like, I never do nothing. But I remember, like, fucking heart jumping, like when I saw like
that's
bunch
so
of
great.
drunk girls dancing.
Yeah.
This is crazy because they're drunk to my song. They're never drunk to my song.
Yeah.
You know?
When we were at Swan Dive last night, Chris Big Money played my song on Jerio.
Yeah.
And everybody's like, I was like, dude, that's my song. I felt
Oh
so
my God.
special. It was
I
so
want that.
funny. And
I
I
want
went up
that
to him,
feeling.
he was like, oh man, I played everybody, all the feedback lights' songs.
what's
So I was
up,
like,
man.
hey,
I want
dude,
that
That was good
feeling.
he did that.
that made me feel special.
But the key for me about like recording and stuff, because I'm dying to record an album. Like, I want to leave a legacy, and I don't know why I want to leave a legacy. I can't answer that question, but it's just something that it's always been a goal of mine. But I think one of the main reasons why I haven't really, I mean, I've recorded an album before, it flopped, but
oh shit! Can I hear it out there? I
yeah,
tried
I mean,
clicking on your name from her thing, but it didn't take me nowhere.
Yeah, it died
She
before.
doesn't have anything.
It died before it got released. But I mean, I worked very hard on it. It was like it was tough.
Do you have like it somewhere for
yeah,
you?
I have it. Yeah, I can give it to you. I mean,
yeah, do it.
it's pop. It's like kind of
Whatever,
like
I don't care. I hear
it's kind of
it.
like Alanis Morissette sort of meets. It's like Alanis Morissette meets. Her band is really good. Alanis Morissette's band meets like Kelly Clarkson sort of.
Do you have the albums and stems? Because then we could all fuck with it.
No, I don't.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah, it was a long time ago. That was when I was in New York. So it was like 2004 or 5.
Shit, I had just moved back then. Damn.
Yeah.
Damn,
Yeah.
You've been doing this for a minute. I didn't start music till later after that.
Yeah, I've been singing for a long time, and I really enjoyed recording that album, but I hate it because there's like so many things that I want to change, you know, like with my vocals and stuff like that. And I feel like I've come a long way vocally. But the hardest thing about recording an EP, which I'm dying to do, I really want to do, is that I'm a vocalist, like primarily. So I need collaboration. Like, I don't know any of that equalization, EQ,
Yeah. You're not an
MIDI. Like,
engineer.
I know what it is.
Yeah.
But I need to work
long-
with a producer.
Yeah, but a long time ago, I chose which side of the glass I want to be on. Like, I don't want to be on that side of the glass. I want
You
to
don't
be on the
have to
performing
be.
side of the glass. And I think that
I saw the picture. I know it's glass. Like, I saw
right. But it's just
Good.
like
That was good. Well, Olivia, the way I look at it is like an EP can just be like a few songs,
Yeah.
like not a whole
What about the
album.
collab?
yeah, I know.
What about the
yeah.
collab
Yeah,
EP
we got to
with
do
you?
a collab.
Like
you
I
know?
just wrote a new song, and
Yeah.
she came in with the lyrics, and like
Oh,
I
so
thought
there's
that-
a
We're working
song
on
there's
right
another.
now.
I mean,
Yeah.
literally.
You gotta play me that
could-
teaser. You gotta play me that teaser.
You want to? I don't know if you
Nah,
can.
they
hear
don't
it.
need
yeah.
to hear it. They don't get this.
Yeah.
They don't get it.
But anyway, she had some lyrics, and I want to sing on it too, which is something else I want to do. I want to like be singing, but singing's hard.
Oh
you
yeah,
know?
absolutely.
And
It's hard, but I tell you what, I think we could all do it if we're like, if someone just teaches us or shows us how to use our voice.
it's like that with
I'm
anything.
well,
100%
I
confident
just
we could
bought
do it.
vocal lessons, and I just hum in the car, and then I.
Jenna, your voice
Strings-
has come a long way. I've known you for
Well,
like
I didn't
a
know
long
how to
time.
sing for shit. I was
Yeah.
like,
Your voice has
like
come
a
a
little
long
chicken.
way.
Um,
But Jenna works really hard. You know what I mean? Like you, like I was telling you early, like you cannot be normal, like to be something great, and you have to. You cannot be normal. You have to be a little bit crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like you're really crazy about it, and you work really hard, and like it's really paying off. Like I can tell.
Aw.
To
thanks.
be an artist, you gotta be
But,
uncommon person.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then to be beyond that, you gotta be uncommon amongst the uncommon. And that's where you become godlike, you know. That shit
Yeah, I
takes
think we were
mad work.
talking about Pitbull the other day. He's doing like a realty expo with what's that guy's name? That guy with a super deep voice that's like the big mentor guy.
What is he, rapper or something?
No, he's not a rapper. He's like a motivational speaker.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Tip.
is it the preacher? Hip hop preacher?
No,
Okay. then
I forgot some. a white guy.
There's a lot.
Talks like this.
A lot of motivational speakers.
Anyways, I see these billboards and it's Pitbull right there. And I'm like, damn, dude, now you're like talking about this, and then that's when she brought it up.
And I think like the hardest.
Yeah.
I just want to say one more thing. And I think like the hardest thing for me personally about like recording music is because is that I've recorded an album before and I wasn't happy with it, and that like really like broke my musical spirit. You know what I mean? I mean, it was a good album. It was produced very well, and we had it mastered by a really like Barbara Streisand's like master person or whatever.
She was on a label.
And it was really good, but it just wasn't me. You know what I mean? And I think that my biggest struggle in my entire professional music career has been not being able to find who I am as a musician, because you know, I've been hired like as a session singer and as a cover person, you know what I mean? Like I just do whatever, like whatever's paying, like I'll sing it, you know what I mean? As long as I can, as long as it sounds all right. Like, so I think in doing that, it's been tough for me to find a direction and like a label for myself to like set myself apart from other people. You know what I'm saying? That's been the hardest part.
I think you should write music for you. Mm-hmm. And then what you do is like when I hear you play piano and you sing, I'm like, holy shit, that's beautiful. That's amazing. You take that and then you let a producer, help
give
you.
Her your songs.
Yeah. And then that's it. And then you're being you. As long as you're okay with the direction the producer is like taking it, then that's all. You're doing you, then you're not having to play a cover song or having to like,
Yeah, it really is about finding the right producer. Cause like I did have
do
some
what
of the
feels
original,
right.
Yeah. Some of the original songs on my last album, but it didn't sound like it wasn't what I wanted. Like when you gave your song to your teacher, like, and he changed it, like, and then you're just like, oh, this is not right. Like I hate it. You know what I mean?
They don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So she said y'all got to do something in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
We're gonna go swimming at Commons Ford. The most
don't
amazing
tell
place.
everybody the secret.
By the time this comes out,
never mind. They closed it. They closed it.
Okay.
It's not.
It's okay. My roommate told me about it.
Comes out.
Like, I never knew about this place.
Yeah. Where can they find you guys? Like online or whatever.
Bragglights, Bragglight's on Spotify, SoundCloud. That's it.
I basically have no online presence because
she does a one-man woman.
Yeah.
Maybe I can.
I mean,
do you have any place you want to follow? Instagram or any of that?
Yeah. I mean, my Instagram's Olivia Mojica.
Is that like your thing or a music thing?
It's mine. And then
you want me to post a link to that or no?
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I gotta like put some stuff on there. Oh God. And then like my Facebook or whatever. I'm like an old lady. I just do Facebook. Because most of my fans are like 35 to 45
age range. Is it like a page
range.
Or is it your...
We're almost 35.
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm 3. Right. I just turned 33.
I'm 33 too.
32.
Okay. Damn, still, we're all there. We're all there.
Yeah.
Love it.
There you go.
Yeah, so my cover band that I'm in right now is called Swagger. So
guess I got my swagger back.
Yeah, so it's like Swagger Band Austin, and then but my Facebook is Olivia Mojica.
Cover that song, that dubstep
Which one?
song? Guess I got my swagger back.
No, we do like primarily top 40 stuff, like only like.
No, it makes sense, but I mean, just that one song, just because of the name.
I know, right? There's this Kesha song that's like, got it, Mick Jagger, swagger. I don't know. Anyways, but we don't do that song either.
Okay.
We do moves like Jagger. Sometimes I change it to swagger. Anyways.
Bars. There we go. Finally got some freestyle from you, even if it wasn't yours.
Oh, God.
All right, last words?
Last words. I
missed Austin. Austin's awesome. It's been great, like, being in my old stomping grounds after being in H-Town for the last 4 years, but it's good.
Last words. How about something motivational? Do it because you like it.
There you go. That's what she said.
Great sex and paychecks.
Bars.
Last words. Goodbye.
There you go.
Oh my gosh, I shouldn't have said that.
No, you good. Bake that chicken, smoke that turkey. We done. Boosh.
Thanks.